Good morning, YouTube. Today we're going to be doing a video on picks, guitar picks specifically, and I'm going to be going over the different gauges of them, the different materials of them, the different brands really, the bonuses of using them, I don't know, like certain contexts, what string gauge you should be using, what thickness of a pick, in my personal opinion on them, of course. So, right now we should start with the Fenders, first of all. Well, there are three main brands of picks out there, but there are actually like tons and tons and tons of different brands of picks, and they all have their pluses and downs. But there are really just three that stand out, I guess, that you'll see in any Guitar Center at least. You have your Fender picks, your Planet Waves, which is actually D'Addario, or D'Addario, whatever you want to say, and Dunlop picks over here. Sorry for the weird angle right here. I really wanted to get a sky view, but that's not always the easiest thing to do. This is the back of a Yu-Gi-Oh mat. I wanted a white surface so you could see the picks, except you can't really see that pick like way in the back over there. But pick thicknesses usually range from say like 0.5 millimeters to about 2 millimeters commonly. And there are a bunch of different materials that they're made of. Initially, they were made out of like this Cellulex or something like that, but since then they have really just used a ton of different kinds of materials to make picks, like nylon being most common, I'd say. They even went as far as to making tortoise shells into picks. Didn't really go over well in the environmentalist community. They like to get involved in everyone's business, I guess, and they weren't a huge fan of that, and they have to use weird substitute materials that pretty much have the same tone, you know. We're mankind. We can really get by on science and just inventing things. We'll probably destroy the environment in making them, actually, but, you know, they don't really care about that. So first off, we have the Fenders, though, these Fender picks, and I used, I don't think they really have small picks. They're just that size, really, that weird shark tooth kind of size. I'm more into the little, you know, piranha tooth kind of size stuff, but I'll get into that later. Oh yeah, okay. Sorry for the weird sideways view, but pretty much, yeah, we won't do that. We have a really heavy one starting out. You can see it's chewed up, so durability speaking, I think Fender's crap. They really, it's a business for them. They are going to get their money's worth. You're going to be buying packs and packs and packs of picks. Another heavy one, you can see how it's chewed up. I haven't used these since I really first started playing. I just kept them for maybe sentimental reasons, I guess. Has medium, all chewed up. They look cool, but, you know, looks can be deceiving. Another medium. Then we have a heavy, I mean a light, actually. You know, really cool designs, but I'm really not digging. These feel like plastic, to be honest. I'm not a huge fan of that. And then we have the Planet Waves. I think these are more old school looking Planet Waves ones. I think they have a different look now. But you have the extra heavy, so the 1.2s. Man, that thing is like, you could cut someone's throat open with it, I guess. Pretty metal. Then we got a 1.0 millimeter thickness. Camera's not doing it justice, sorry about that. Then you got the classic .85, which I used these for a while when I was rocking on 10s. Then you have the 0.7, the 0.6, there's 0.5s, the red, it's the red one if you're really not into like looking at the thicknesses and you're just looking at the color. Then we have the Dunlops, which are my favorite. I honestly, in the past year, I've just, respect for Dunlop has just gone through the roof. Got that nice camera shadow. Hey. This is one of the first picks I've ever gotten, and I've really kept it. I don't know how it survived. Guitarists are notorious for picks not really, they're having a very short life. Not for being worn down. I find Dunlops will not wear down. If you'll lose it before it wears down, that's for sure. Then you have the Black Jazz 3. I think this is just normal nylon. It's got grips all over it. I think that guy 7 in Slipknot uses that one. Or I saw a rig rundown where he did. You have Oltex, which I honestly got a shipment of them in the other day with this original Floyd Rose made in Germany, so you know it's legit. Super. Oh, where's the made in Germany thing? Well, it was made in Germany, okay? I'm going to be putting that on my Jackson SL3MG slow list. Don't want to get into that right now. But these Oltex, I really have been. I fell in love with them, basically. I've been playing with them a couple days now in this size, and God, I love it. I can't play in picks with this size anymore. It's just too cumbersome. I like these little ones. They're like usually 1.14 to 1.4 thickness, and they just, for the string gauge I use 12 to 54s, moving up to 12 to 56s actually, maybe 13 to 56s, and you need a harder pick to get the attack you want. I'll go over that in a minute. And then you got another, like, basically just another Jim Dunlop nylon pick, which is just totally awesome. I find these last forever and ever and ever. These picks are awesome. I had a bunch of Eric Johnsons. They didn't last forever because I lost them all like a boss. But I have so many picks. I showed you that in my gear kit video. But in terms of longevity, I find Fender does not stand the test of time. They're not going to be around for very long if you play at all. Planet Waves, I use them for a greater portion of me playing guitar, and maybe a week or two, maybe a solid week they'll last you, maybe 3 hours a day, every day for a week they'll last you. But you can do that carpet trick. I probably should show you that. These don't need it, but it brings new life to your picks, basically. Then you have these, which honestly I've used like one of those black ones. I've used that, not that one, but I've used one for like 2 months, and I lost it, but it was fine. Like literally, I was still playing with it. It was easy. So let's go over. Oh, in Dunlop, the most popular one I would say they have is the Tortex, which is really popular. They look like the black ones over there. However, the Tortex they have a little turtle on them, and they don't have any grip on them. They just have this weird chalky substance. But I haven't tried them actually, and I'm sold on the Oltex. If the Tortex are better than the Oltex, I really haven't been. It's a totally different stage of the guitar playing game, I guess, for me. Okay, so we'll go over the thicknesses and what gauge strings you should use. I find this very important, actually. We'll go for the middle ones, actually, because they're pretty standard gauge. These are all like 1.14 kind of deal, 1.4. These, I don't even know what they are. They just say medium and light and stuff, and heavy. But these actually say what they are. I would say a 0.6 if you're in standard tuning, E to E basically, then I would use this. I'd use a 0.6. We're just going to keep it simple on the 6 string. I'd actually use a 0.7 to be honest. The 0.85 I'd use on 10s, I'd use the 0.1 on 11s, and I'd use the 0.12 on 12s. This is all in standard tuning. 13s, you probably could get away with a 1.2 actually. I use the 1.14s in my drop B, like I just said, and I find it works awesome. Don't be a little girl and go, oh, I can't use a heavy pick I can't use a heavy pick on playing because that's going to slow me down. It's heavier. Well, actually, the heavier the pick and the more tension you have on your strings, you need a heavier pick, because that'll allow you to play a lot faster. And the little one, when the heavier ones, say you grab this and you're hitting a really hard string, it's going to hold its own. It's not going to flap like something like this that you can flap with your fingers as like a piece of plastic. I find with lighter picks, you know, lighter ones, I find that it has a more of a chirpier tone and not really as full of an attack. And you really, when you're alternate picking, the game is just not awesome. For alternate picking, I totally recommend something like the Dunlop Jazz 3. It really just holds its own, and it sounds great. I think the Ultex is my favorite material so far because the Ultex, I don't know, just has a more of a, it's a really honest tone, really. It just, it's well voiced, it lets all, well, I'm sure that has to do with pickups and what strings you're using and everything, but opposed, I stick with Dunlop Jazz 3s, right? Opposed to the nylon ones, I find that the Ultex is, it really is just more true to the tone. What you're playing, it really just more of a clearly voices all the notes you're playing, and maybe a little more vibrant sounding actually, and it feels just completely awesome. I know I'm overreacting probably, but you have no idea how great an Ultex in my hand feels. It just feels so right. Jazz 3s just feel right to me too. I wouldn't judge a pick by the player. I judge it more on a personal basis though, because you look at Jazz 3s, you go, Michelangelo Badio plays one, he just rips all the time, and he's not very musical, you know, might say that. I could understand why you might say that. I want to use something more traditional, like, you know, a Fender pick. I disagree with you there, you know, whatever works for you, really. That's a nice thing about guitar. There's no rule. Well, there are kind of rules, but we kind of, as guitarists, we ignore them pretty much. So, just remember, heavier gauge strings, use a heavier pick. Use littler picks when you want more control over your picking. I can't really see the benefit of using a big pick. Maybe if you're at the beach trying to impress some girls, you know about 4 chords, you want to play them over and over again, you know, go ahead, use that big pick. I would rather just use that little pick though. And the nice thing is, say you have a bigger pick like this, right? And you're picking, and you're doing like hybrid picking, or like chicken picking, like you're picking, and then you're using these fingers to play notes. You'd think it'd be a little easier with like a tinier pick, you know? And I just find that it just gives you enough pick, so when you're playing it, it'll actually, you know, come through. And you can also play a lot faster because it's smaller, so in between notes, it's a lot less than whipping through something big like this. So, my advice to you is just stick with the Jazz 3s, really. They cost more, but they last forever. Oh yes, get a little pick box. A little interesting pick box I got here. Very interesting, I know. But, you know, keep picks in there. I only put 1 pick in there for the sake of this video, because I thought it'd be neat. But 1 Ultex I added in there. That's all you need, the Ultex. And, you know, keep a headphone jack in there, too, because not everyone wants to hear you rip all the time. Yes. And, you know, get the Yu-Gi-Oh mat, too. So, I hope this was informative to you. Let's get the Floyd out of the picture. Man, she is a beauty, though. So I hope this was very informative to you. Look forward to more videos, more bass covers, some guitar originals when we get this channel ball rolling. I'm thinking about putting some Yu-Gi-Oh videos up, but hiding them from my subscribers, just so I don't lose all my subscribers. It's been steadily growing. Thank you, everyone, for your support. It actually really has been growing. Like, my views have just gone way up in the past month, from like 900 to like 2,000. And my subbers have been going up very steadily. Like, I think it went up 9 people in the past month, so that's good. I'm excited about that, you know. Even if I could just help one person out with this kind of stuff, that's more than enough, I guess, because honestly, I really make these videos just because, well, I want to talk here with people, of course, but, you know, if you ever have any questions about something, you look it up online. It can be a hassle. A lot of times you don't want to read about it, which, you know, I recommend you read about it, but you can just watch my video and, you know, actually it probably wouldn't give you a good understanding, because I'm not very good at explaining things, and my voice is pretty annoying, and there's always music in the background and stuff, but, you know, just ask questions. I really like answering them. Even if I don't know, I'll go out of my way, I'll look it up online, I'll ask, you know, my guitar mentor and like a guitar tech, and we'll figure something out, you know. But look forward to more bass covers, some guitar originals, probably some Yu-Gi-Oh videos, some more things like this. Like, my next video is probably going to be on choosing your string gauge, which I find very important. So summary of the video, if you're just skipping to the end: Dunlop Jazz 3, can't go wrong. They last forever, and they sound awesome, and they're awesome, and they feel awesome. Alright, take care of yourself, and, you know, get some rest.